What if one of the coldest places on Earth was hiding something? Alive? In early 2025, a giant iceberg broke off from Antarctic and something unbelievable was waiting underneath. For thousands of years, no human had ever seen what was down there. It was a place covered in thick ice, frozen and forgotten. But when that massive piece of ice floated away, it opened a window into a hidden world. And what scientists found under the ice left everyone speechless. This wasn't just empty ocean. It was full of strange creatures, glowing animals, and ancient life forms no one expected to see. Some of them might even be species we've never discovered before. So what exactly was hiding under the ice? Why is this discovery so important? And what does it mean for the future of our planet? Let's dive in. In January 2025, something huge happened in Antarctica. A giant iceberg, about the size of the entire city of Chicago, broke off from the George VI ice shelf. Scientists called it iceberg A84. When this massive chunk of ice floated away, it left behind a part of the ocean floor that had been hidden for thousands, maybe even millions of years. No one had ever seen this part of the Earth before. It was like nature lifted a lid and said, "Here, take a look." Luckily, a team of scientists on a research ship called Fokker 2 was already nearby. As soon as they heard about the iceberg breaking off, they quickly changed their plans. They knew this was a once-in-a-lifetime chance to explore a place no human had ever been. It was like flipping over a huge rock in the forest and finding an entire hidden world underneath. And what they found beneath that ice was far more amazing than anyone expected. The team sent an underwater robot named Sebastian down into the dark, freezing ocean. It went more than 4,000 feet deep way below where sunlight can reach. At that depth, it's pitch black, freezing cold, and full of pressure. Most people thought almost nothing could live down there. But as the robot's bright lights lit up the ocean floor, the scientists couldn't believe their eyes. The camera showed all kinds of sea creatures, tiny swimming bugs, starfish, see-through fish, even strange jellyfish floating past. The sea wasn't empty at all. It was full of life. They live-streamed everything to scientists around the world, and the reactions were wild. Some scientists were cheering, others were speechless. One of them even said, "We thought we'd see a few things, but this is like a hidden city under the ice." And they had just started exploring. A few days into the deep-sea dive, the robot spotted something huge and strange moving in the water. At first, it looked like a shadow. Then it slowly came into view and stunned everyone watching. It was a giant, phantom jellyfish. This jellyfish had a clear, purplish body shaped like a big umbrella over 3 feet wide. Behind it, 4 long ribbon-like arms stretched out, each one as long as a school bus. It looked like something from another planet. But the most shocking thing wasn't its size. It was how it moved. Instead of drifting like most jellyfish, this one seemed to move its arms carefully, almost like it was thinking about where to go. It swam slowly through tight spaces, avoiding rocks with surprising control. Scientists were amazed. Jellyfish don't have brains like us, they have a simple nerve system. But this one moved like it was being smart and careful. That made researchers wonder, is this jellyfish more advanced than we thought? Some even said it felt like it knew what it was doing. And that wasn't the only surprise waiting under the ice. Asterisk. As the robot kept exploring the deep sea, its lights hit something giant and it took everyone by surprise. Standing tall on the ocean floor were huge sponges shaped like vases. Some were taller than a person. Next to them were coral towers, covered in all kinds of sea animals like soft anemones that looked like tiny trees, bright red starfish, and even octopuses curling around the rocks. These sponges and corals had been growing slowly for hundreds of years. That meant this wasn't just a random group of sea creatures. It was an ancient community that had been living there quietly for a very, very long time. The scientists were amazed. It was like finding an underwater city built long ago with animals still living in it. One of them said, "This isn't just cool. It's like discovering a frozen time capsule." And the deeper they went, the more strange and beautiful creatures they found hiding in the cracks. Asterisk. Not everything under the ice was huge. Some of the most amazing creatures were tiny but super strange. One of them was called a bristleworm. It looked like a little bug with a long, soft body made of many segments. Along its sides were shiny, golden bristles that helped it move, feel around, and even protect itself. One type, called the Antarctic scale worm, looked like it was wearing golden armor. There were also tiny crabs and shrimp, no bigger than a fingernail, zipping around the rocks. Some had glowing colors that flashed in the dark. One of the coolest finds was a rare glass squid. It had a clear body and changed colors when the robot's lights hit it. The scientists think that many of these creatures might be new species animals that have never been seen or named before. They collected samples to study and figure out if these creatures are truly one of a kind. And even though these animals were small, they proved one big thing: life finds a way, even in the darkest, coldest parts of the world. But one question still remained: how were all these creatures staying alive down there? The big mystery was this: how were all these animals living under the ice? Normally, life in the ocean starts near the surface, where sunlight helps tiny plants grow. Then small animals like krill eat those plants, and bigger animals eat the krill. But under thick ice, sunlight can't get through, so plants can't grow there. That should mean no food. But somehow, this underwater world was full of life. Scientists started looking for answers. One idea is that water currents under the ice carry food from far away, like an invisible river bringing snacks to the deep sea. Another idea is that tiny animals are surviving from chemicals that come out of the seafloor. In a process called chemosynthesis, there's even a chance that animals like whales bring food to the bottom when they die, feeding other creatures. For years, the truth is, it might be a mix of all these things. But whatever the reason, the animals under the ice seem to have found a way to survive in a place where almost nothing should live. And that raised a bigger question: what will happen to them now that the ice is gone? As news about the Antarctica discovery spread, people all over the world started talking. Some scientists were excited this could help us understand climate change, deep sea life, and maybe even discover new medicines. The animals living under the ice might have special chemicals in their bodies that could help in science or health. That's why some people started calling this place a treasure chest. But not everyone was happy. Some people worried that companies might try to take samples for profit. Others were afraid tourists would come too close and disturb the fragile area. A few cruise ships had already sent small subs to explore nearby waters, and that made scientists nervous at the same time. Climate experts pointed to a bigger problem. The ice in Antarctica is melting faster than ever. And as more ice breaks away, we could lose more hidden ecosystems before we even know they exist. Some people argued that it was just nature doing its thing. Others said, no, this is a warning. Earth is changing, and fast. One thing is clear. This discovery started a conversation, not just about strange sea creatures, but about how we treat the planet, and how little we actually know about it. Asterisk. Now that the ice is gone, no one knows what will happen to the sea creatures living under it. They've spent hundreds, maybe thousands of years in total darkness. In calm, freezing water, that icy roof kept their world safe. But now, everything is changing. The water might get warmer. New animals might move in. Some creatures could struggle to survive. Even small changes can cause big problems for animals that lived in the same conditions for so long. Scientists are working fast. They're studying the animals they found, testing their DNA, and writing down everything before it's too late. Some of the species may be officially named by next year, but time is running out. The giant ice shelf, where the iceberg broke off, has already been melting and shrinking for years. If more pieces break away, other hidden ecosystems could be uncovered or destroyed before anyone even sees them. That's why this discovery matters so much. It's not just about strange jellyfish or glowing worms. It's about understanding how our planet is changing and what we could lose if we're not careful. Because once these ancient worlds are gone, we can't bring them back. Asterisk. Under a giant sheet of ice, a secret world was hiding full of strange jellyfish, golden worms, giant sponges, and so much more. No one knew it was there, until a huge iceberg broke off and gave us a rare chance to look inside. What scientists found was incredible. Life surviving in total darkness in freezing cold for hundreds or even thousands of years. Now we have to ask ourselves, what do we do with this discovery? Will we protect this hidden world, learn from it, and treat it with care? Or will we ignore it and let it disappear as the ice keeps melting? This story isn't just about Antarctica. It's a reminder that there are still amazing things on our planet waiting to be found, that we need to act fast before they're gone. If this blew your mind, hit that like button, share it with someone who loves science, and let us know in the comments, which creature was your favorite, the ghostly jellyfish, the shiny bristle worm, or the ancient sponge? And if you want more stories like this, click on the next video. The ocean still has secrets, and we're just getting started.